Hola amigos, hello friends, wherever you are on this contaminated and unique spaceship, planet Earth. I have a, I have a very sad story to share with you today, or tonight. It's 11 o'clock here, almost 11 o'clock. Just one more minute. Like as I usually do every afternoon, I go and visit my dear friend Mary McKinney. And today, when I arrived, she was pulling her mail from the mailbox, and she opened one of the letters that came from Housing Authority in Norwalk, Connecticut. When she was reading that letter, I went I went to the back of her apartment to check the garden that I fix every night, every year for her. And then she comes in her electric wheelchair, with the little lever thingy with the joystick. She says, Armando, Armando, alarmed. The lady was alarmed with the letter. Look, read this. So I read the letter from housing, and the letter was about she was being evicted from her apartment on 57 Ward Street, Norwalk, Connecticut, apartment 45. And I said, what? What's going on, Mary? What is this? What is the meaning of this letter? Why are you being evicted? Why? I was really shocked because she's a handicapped person who suffered stroke some years ago, and this arm, the right arm, is disabled, and her right leg, she can hardly use it for walking. So I drive Mary around, to do all her errands, and sometimes I cook for her. Well, I try to help her whatever I can. But this letter from housing almost caused her to have another stroke. I think she's alive by a miracle. Believe me, people. Mary McKinney is alive. I'm an agnostic, but we don't reject the existence of God. But I think if there's probably a God, because God kept her alive today a little longer. This was so anguishing. I was in anguish. She was in anguish. So we run, and I said, Mary, let's bring this letter to your daughter, Helena McKinney. Let's bring this letter to her so you can read it and see what's going on. So when we arrived there, her kids, some of her kids were there, Mary's kids and grandchildren, and they, she handed over the letter to her kids, and they read this. Oh no, this is no, this is not good. This is impossible. How can housing be doing this to Mary, to my grandmother, to my mom? They said, So I drove them. I was driving Mary in my car, so I drove them, Helena and her son, Mary's grandson, Jaquam, to housing, and I dropped them there because I have something else to do. So they went in there with the letter, and sometime after, I met Mary at Helena's house, and apparently all of this info that they were using to evict Mary from her apartment was bogus, false. How can housing do that? Using housing authority using bogus, false information to evict a handicapped lady. I'm telling you, man, this is crazy. I just can hardly believe the housing in Norwalk, Connecticut doing that to a handicapped lady. with bogus information. Oh Lord, this is unbelievable. Sometimes I think that the Cathars, one of the worst heresies in the Catholic Church back in Languedoc, France, in 1200 Languedoc, France, they believed that this planet Earth is hell. And when I see these injustices happening to a handicapped lady, you know, I just think that the Cathars were right. We are in hell. We are in hell. You have no idea how Mary McKinney have suffered in this life. It's a story that will become a bestseller. And if that book is brought to Hollywood, they will make a movie that will be a blockbuster, man. This woman has been suffering. She's been living in projects, you know, housing projects, and those projects, oh Lord, the things that I have learned from her is like hell. This woman was abused by 4 husbands. They got her pregnant and left her, abandoned her, and she have to live on the government. These guys never gave this lady alimony for her kids. This is unbelievable. She'd been living, you know, in Runecourt, Carlton Court, Washington Village, and then on Main Avenue, Norwalk, and apartments there, and now finally she was moved to 57 Ward. But I think her hell continues because even housing is trying to evict her. But so when I met Mary later around during the day, in the afternoon, I went to pick her up at Helena's house. She told me that they disregard all that. She's not gonna be evicted. See what I mean? It is obvious the housing was using bogus information. I don't know why housing does that. I wonder how many people have been evicted by housing in Norwalk, Connecticut with bogus, false, slandering information. This is unbelievable. The government has to do a probe. They have to send somebody from Washington. They're gonna have to send somebody to Washington, to Norwalk housing, and investigate what's going on here. Something fishy is going on there. Very fishy. Okay? I hope the government, I hope Hillary or her daughter or somebody, Mr. Obama, Barack Obama, or somebody have to do something. These people are probably evicting people with no reason, with bogus information. God knows how many people like Mary's case, have been going on here. This is unbelievable, intolerable, intolerable. It doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This is the United States is supposed to be a country of law and order, but I think Norwalk housing needs to be applied, this law and order, because these people are out of order, totally out of order. My friends, I'm getting a little bit excited. I was so anguished today. I almost had a heart attack when Mary showed me that letter and I read it, that she was being evicted. And then it's discovered that, look, it's obvious because they disregarded the letter housing today. Her daughter and her grandson went there to talk for Mary, because Mary can hardly talk right. She has speech problem because her brain was damaged when she had the stroke. That lady was in 2 months or 3 months in coma, like dead. Oh Lord. Housing needs to be cleaned up. Somebody have to do something. My friends, my video is about 9 minutes and 51 seconds. I'm gonna have to stop there, and I'm gonna make another video because I published a video today regarding religion, and I would like to continue that. Okay, I want to pick up where I left off earlier. That's in Spanish. Okay, my friends, I would like to say goodbye and good night wherever you are on this beautiful planet, contaminated, beautiful and unique, special, spaceship. Okay, bye bye, stokalo, kalinigta, good night, bonne nuit, buenas noches, boa noite, wherever you are. Bye bye.